Massive breaking news out of America today. Former US President Donald Trump has been indicted by a grand jury. The details of the charges themselves are still unknown, but it is related to alleged hush money paid to porn star Stormy Daniels back in 2016. Trump denies having any kind of relationship with her and has labelled the entire exercise a witch hunt. He's the first ever former or current serving president to face criminal charges, and I'm pleased to say his daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, joined me just a short while ago.
I got to tell you, Erin, it's a really sad day in the United States of America right now. I think anyone who objectively looks at what has happened to my father-in-law, our 45th president of the United States, Donald Trump, with the Manhattan District Attorney, Alvin Bragg, can see this is not about a prosecution, but of course all about a persecution. And I think we've seen this happen to Donald Trump many times. Nothing as blatantly obvious and politically motivated, though, as this one. And we feel, I think to me, like we've come to a very clear demarcation line in the history of our country, because we'll never go back to the America we were and that we have been for nearly 250 years after today. Because if you can weaponize the justice system against your political opponent, you are using communist tactics. These are things we would see in communist USSR, not in the United States of America. It was, of course, Joseph Stalin who said, "Show me the man and I will show you the crime." And the Manhattan District Attorney's Office combed through 11 million documents from the Trump organization that involved my father-in-law. They couldn't find a single thing. So they had to go back to 2004 to a misdemeanor charge that everyone knows is not a crime in America. And they elevated that to a felony. By the way, at the same time that this district attorney, Alvin Bragg, demoted 52% of felony crimes last year to misdemeanors. New York City is in shambles. Crime is running rampant, yet this is where he has focused his time, energy, and taxpayer money. It is absolutely disgraceful, disgusting, and totally un-American. I think everybody tonight sees it for what it is.
Yeah, I think 30% increase in crime in New York over the past year or so, seriously, in terms of what they're choosing to focus on. I know that your father-in-law tweeted or truth socialed about this last week, but did it still come as a complete shock? Did he actually think it would happen?
I mean, I think we all probably hoped that humanity would reign here and that people would take politics out of it and really look at this and the precedent that it ultimately will set here in the United States. And I think we all had hoped for something different, for a grand jury to say, you know what, there really isn't enough here. We know this isn't a crime, and we know that if this goes forward, nothing will happen with it. But of course, they went to the liberal bastion of New York City, where most people there did not vote for Donald Trump. Most people there do not like Donald Trump, and they were hoping that they could convince just enough of them, the district attorney's office, to charge Donald Trump or to say that these charges should go forward. And of course, that's what happened. But what we say here in America with grand juries is that you can indict a ham sandwich because you only have to convince half the people on the grand jury plus one person that it should go forward and an indictment should happen. And of course, that's what we've seen here today. So obviously, it's disappointing. I would love to say we're totally shocked, but at this point, honestly, Erin, in our family, nothing comes to us as a shock anymore.
Have you spoken to Donald? And if not, do you know how he's doing?
I haven't spoken to him since this happened, but, you know, I think more than for himself, I think he's really sad for the country. This really is a dark day. It's really a sad time, and it really will change the course of events in America going forward. And so I'm sure not only is he disappointed in, you know, seeing this happen, but I think he's really sad for this country, for a country he fought so hard for a country that, quite frankly, no other person has given up as much as he has to fight for it and our future. And I'm sure he's rather upset and disappointed with the situation.